Hi there, thanks for joining me. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. If you're new here, I'm Catherine up in Canada, and I've got sunshine today, so I'm so happy. It really makes such a huge difference in how I'm feeling. It's just the inspiration and the natural light in my art room to sit at my desk and work with just my window going rather than lights going everywhere. So nice. I have so many things that I need to get to work on today and reminisce about and show you, because I got a beautiful little gift in the mail, which I want to share with you, and I want to show you what I did with experiment number 3, and then we're actually going to work on a bit on Violet's cover today. So let me grab the stuff, bring it over, and we'll get going. So let me get this camera sort of in a better place. There we go. Yeah, here is my microphone and the attachment, and yeah, I forgot to charge them again. These are probably going in either the blue book. What have I been calling the blue book? Oh, no, we're not going to work on Violet today. We're going to work on Florence. I've been calling the blue book Violet. These are probably going to go into Violet. Maybe Florence. Maybe that's Florence when she got a little older. I'll put them aside for now. These were leftovers. I got them out to put them into experiment number 3, and I think I've run out of room. I should go get the papers out of Jessie the Pressy and see how they turned out. Hold on, I'm going to go get them. Okay, so these were in the press overnight. They look nice. It looks like a nice thickness. I want there to be room. I want to be able to do some tip outs. I want to be able to do some sewing. I'm not sure how lacy I feel like having experiment number 3 be. I never say never with me. We know this by now. But I feel like I really want this lovely collaging on the front and the back. Not sure which one I like better. Should really take the stage, rather than if there's lace here and lace here, maybe bits of lace, but whether I'm going to do full sides of lace, I'm not sold on that yet. But I did put in a little label that says experiment number 3, but as ever, that can come out, and the new owner can title their journal whatever they wish when it goes home to them. It's a nice size book. It's not too thick. I can't lift it up or you can't see it very well, but it's not too thick, and it's not, but it's nice and big this way. These are the other sides of the end papers. I do think I'm going to use them. I thought I was going to use something else, but I do think I will use them. I'm going to have to do something there. Once they get trimmed, they're going to be too short. But a way around that is to put in some tuck pockets here. And that's such a handy place to have a tuck pocket in a journal, in the front and the back. I for my own journals, I really love having a pocket that I can put things in. So I do think we will stick with the spirit of the book and at least put these. This would have been the inside of the front end papers, this side. So, of course, this one was the back. And, of course, on the cover here. Still haven't decided what, if anything, I want to do here with the gold, so I'm leaving it. There's no rush. I've got all the time in the world to do that. Now, a lot of you are curious, what did she do with the lace? Because I was worried about the lace coming up. And then after it dried more, I thought, you know what? It'll probably be fine. But then I watched Sea Lemon's review of some of her own journals like 10 years later, what worked, what didn't, what was warped, what had yellowed, that sort of thing. I found it fascinating. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. The title of her channel is Sea Lemon. I keep meaning to ask. She has so many subscribers. I don't know whether she's able to read all of her comments, but I've often wondered where she got the name Sea Lemon. S-E-A, lemon, as in the citrus fruit. And she's a very good teacher of making books. So I just thought I would feel much better even if I could just hold down parts of this lace just to give it a little bit of a little bit extra stability. So I tried to sew with the sewing machine. I thought what I could do was sew in here like this, because that I could fit under my sewing machine. To go the entire length, I could not. But in doing these two right here, you can see I broke 2 sewing machine needles. So this book, thank goodness I never had the intention of sewing around the edges, because that was just never going to happen. This is a tough cookie. So that wasn't going to work. Now, what I ended up doing, and it worked very well, was, let me get my, I'm going to use my awl as a pointer, and we're going to come in close. So what I did was I used my awl, and for each outward bulge, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the front and on the back, I poked a hole on one side and I poked a hole on the other side using my awl. And I did it, I left the 2 that I did with the sewing machine up here. They were fine. The sewing machine did its job before the needles broke. So there was no need to do anything for them. But for the rest, I used an awl, poked a hole here, poked a hole here, and then I used a thread the same color, and I simply did some binding, a few loops with the thread, and then it's hard to tell, but I will lift up so you can see. There they all are. So they have all tacked tacked down those parts of the lace just to give it a little bit more strength and support, and I feel better about that. Yes, you are seeing the word front upside down there because, yes, thank goodness this book can be one way or the other, because I started collaging before I checked. And yes, I did collage this book upside down. This is the back of the book. And it worked out fine because the front of the book actually had a tear in the leather. Now it looks like it ended up that the lace covered up the tear. There was a tear along, I think it's right here. There was a tear. And but as it turns out, the lace would have covered it up. But I feel better now knowing that just those little tacks, few stitches of thread will hold those down and just give the glue just that little bit more support to hold the lace into place. And then these stitches will ultimately be glued and covered with the wings from when we sew together the new text block, the new old text block that will go in to this book. So I'm going to come back out again. Oh, come on. There we go. So we've got a nice pinch there. I probably have a bit more room to add a few more pages. I've done some really interesting layering. Oh, well, I didn't expect that. That's different. It went into the press with the wrong fold, but I rather like that. Okay. And this is from Camille. Camille, one of your pages you sent me. I wrote it down. It's from a book from 1978. Camille's wonderful. She sends little notes along with when she sent me so many wonderful goodies. And it's from a book, a reprint from 1978, so that still makes it vintage, from a book that was done in 1873. So it's just beautiful. And there's just all kinds of room for me to have a bit of fun, not too much fun, but a bit of fun, and then the new owner to go nuts. And so I wanted 5 signatures in this book. There were 6 musicians. I forgot that it was a book about music. Completely forgot. So unfortunately, Bizet, probably Bizet, didn't make it in, but Haydn did. Verdi, Haydn, Beethoven, and Handel all made it in. And I was thinking it was 1908 or 1909, but my vision was still blurry then from all the different, I had 4 different kinds of drops that I was using in my eyes several times a day. So my vision was quite blurry. We're lucky the collaging turned out as well as it did. It's 1903, so it's a 121-year-old book. So I used the front for each section in the book that was on a composer. I used the cover, and in order to choose how to put them in order, I put it in order of date of birth. So they're all, those ones are in there. Those 4 got put in. And a little bit of their music. Of course, Handel, got to put in the Hallelujah chorus. And this is from when Kelly and Nancy and I went to the Aberfoyle market last fall. Oh my goodness, I had a wonderful day that day. Oh, watching those 2 experts in action, dickering price-wise, I just, oh, I clearly need to apprentice with the 2 of them. Anyhow, that is from them. Some of these pages, I don't have a date for the age because I tried to make use of, I have several boxes on my shelf over here. My shelves along my wall, the 2 top shelves and the 2 bottom shelves are for my book storage of books to make into journals. But the 2 middle shelves are for things that I use, my actual gear. And I have a couple of boxes of papers, folios. Sometimes if you make a signature too fat, you have to start pulling out folios, and some have just got to go. And I keep a box of pre-folded folios. And that's what I tried. I thought, okay, to make this really an all sorts book, I'm going to make use of some. I've got this box of folios that were going to go into other journals and didn't make it, such as this one. And I didn't take the time to write yet what book it came out of or how old it is. I don't know. I only know that, like this one, this is old. This is pre my age of a reader book. I would dare say it's from the 40s or 50s. Dick and Jane type book. That sort of thing. So where I can with some of these pages, I will still write the date down of how old. But with some of them, I just won't know. All I can say is that it still stays true to my goal, which is to have my junk journals be made from junk. So, of course, you and I know it's not junk, but to appease the masses, we refer to them as junk journals. It's not junk, it's good stuff. Verdi. Haydn. My friend's husband's name is, it's spelled this way. He was named after the composer Haydn, but they pronounce it Haydn. So there we go. So that's how I solved my, how do I tack down my lace just so I feel better about sending this off into the universe. I realize that the books that we create, those of us who make junk journals and send them off into the world, they can still have pieces come loose. It's glue. It's not infallible. And things can come loose and need repair even from what we do when we turn it over. But usually the people who want these books are also artists themselves, and they will, they'll know what to do. But I try my best to send them as sturdy as possible right off the bat. So that's going to be a nice little book. I'm looking forward to putting maybe some tabs down there and maybe some fun things sticking up the top. So there we go. Let's put this aside. Next thing to talk about, because we're already at 20 minutes. What the heck? Now I want to share this little lady. Look at how cute she is. A little hedgehog. My little version of Mrs. Tiggywinkle. It's almost as if she's Catherine Tiggywinkle, and because she's got glasses. How cute is that? This was made by a friend that I've made online. That's the beauty of the internet. The internet can be dangerous, and it can also be so wonderful, because you can make friends all over the world that you never would have made before in a lifetime. And I follow Kelsey, her name is, and there are links. I'll put links down below for Kelsey's TikTok and her Instagram. She's on both. And I found her on TikTok, suggested her to me. I follow on TikTok. I never post on TikTok. I'll post comments on TikTok complimenting people. But as far as having my own TikTok account, no. That frightens me. YouTube doesn't scare me. Instagram doesn't scare me. TikTok terrifies me. Thank goodness it doesn't terrify Kelsey, because she makes wonderful, uplifting TikToks, and I think any junk journaler would love her TikToks and find them very, very inspiring. She's like us. She likes the joy of finding secondhand and repurposing things and taking them even further and elaborating on them, and creative journaling and creative jewelry and creative clothing and hairstyles, and I just, everything about her channel I loved, and I was complimenting her on that, and then I explained how my TikTok name and account is anonymous, because I'm nervous I'm shy in TikTok. But I let her know that if she wanted to see my artwork, that I was over on Instagram and YouTube, if she ever wanted to go over and take a look. Well, she fell in love with what I was doing, and that's how we ended up trading. And I made a journal for her, and she made this little sweetheart for me, this felted wool. Oh, I'm just so in love with her. So she sent me this. She makes amazing pottery. Well, you know us artsy people. We seldom just do one kind of art. But, if you're wondering who Mrs. Tiggywinkle is, and if you don't know who Mrs. Tiggywinkle is, like, where have you been? She's a character from Beatrix Potter. I just love Mrs. Tiggywinkle, and I love her name. And I sometimes would say to Dan, well, how come your name had to be Clark? Why couldn't your last name be Tiggywinkle? I could be Catherine Tiggywinkle. Anyhow, we need to move on. I'm already at 23 minutes, but there is some work we could get done, because we need to work on little Miss Florence here. Isn't she going to be yummy? Oh, I am so in love with this book. I forgot how much I was in love with this book, and I'm in love with this book. And I realized I do want her to have a nameplate. It's a small book, and I didn't have room for her picture and for a regular sized nameplate, but I found this one off of, I'm sure it was probably off of a drawer, like an office drawer, it looks like, because it's definitely meant for paper to fit behind, or numbers, or maybe a mailbox. So it's going to be going on there. I rusted it. It was grayish metal. There's still some gray metal showing through, so I want to get out my I want to get out my alcohol inks there. My brain was looking for the word. My alcohol inks, and finish covering up what metal is showing because I want it rusty looking. So I'm going to go get my alcohol inks and we'll do this together. Okay, so I'm not sure what color I want to use. Let me pull up my sleeves because I know I'm going to get alcohol ink on my clothing otherwise. So these I'm going to test drop. I want a really orangey, rusty color. So I had a commenter asking, she has so much trouble opening the alcohol ink bottles. And you know what? I gave you the wrong instructions. I said pinch and turn, but what it is push down and turn, and you'll get it open. So it's like a child-proof pill bottle. So to get your alcohol ink open, because here at Clicking, it's designed, I think because there's alcohol in it, they don't want people drinking it by accident. So you push down and then turn, and it'll open. Okay, so that one is ginger. I bet that one's going to be the rustier looking one. This one is caramel, or caramel, however you pronounce it, or caramel. And then this one is latte. I don't think this, come on, thank you. All right, I'm going to pause and let this dry. Okay, so I definitely don't want to use the latte. I think I'm going to go with the ginger because you can't really tell with the camera, but it's just slightly more orangey, and I really want it to match the rust that I already created on this. So we might as well just use that. And I just reuse these, and whatever is there from leftover alcohol ink will just wake up again once this alcohol ink touches it. I could have just put it right on. And I should have, because it wouldn't have evaporated so quickly. Yeah, that's nice. It's actually a nice mixture of the actual rust and then the metal part not showing so much. And what I can do to make sure I get a good match is if the brads that I'm going to use, if I don't have any brads that are this color, I can use the alcohol ink to marry them up. There we go. So that's much better to get that done. Now let me take a look at my brads and see what I've got. See, I think these, oh, hold on, there we go. I think these ones here are going to be just right. Hope you're all doing well. I think, as you can tell by the tone in my voice, that I am feeling well. And the sunshine is out, so I feel even better. Let's poke these through and see. But I have a feeling that's, oh yes. So let's see. I don't know if I'm, yeah, that looks nice. Yep. Okay, happy with that. So that's going to go there. Now I have an idea for Miss Florence's, I just cut those up because I wanted to be able to get a better idea that if this would look good as a label, as a book plate. And I agreed with myself that it did. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do is stop here, and then I'm going to keep working. So if you see these sleeves in the next video, it's because I'm going to do another episode. Now, whether I show that episode later today or whether it's tomorrow morning, I don't know yet. We'll see as far as editing time and uploading time and all that sort of stuff. So I do have plans for Miss Florence here on how, as you know, when I put a picture on that I have purposefully affixed to cardstock, because this was paper. This is out of a book I have on the history of photography. So this has been put onto cardstock. Same with this one, the negative of it. And it's slightly curved despite my best efforts. It's wanting to curve, so I want to make sure that I give it a bit of support, but I'd like to do it in a unique way. I don't want to just keep doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't want to count on just the glue to hold her down. So yeah, I have plans for her. So I hope you'll join me for the next, whether it's later today or whether it's tomorrow, and we will get Miss Florence put on there, and we will also get the book plate put on afterwards. But first she's going to go down. I love how the rust matches. There's sort of a wooden frame around this picture, and the rusty book plate matches it so nicely. They just look like they were meant to be together, and they were. And this book is just, again, I can't believe I almost chucked it, and now I am in love with this book. Happens every time. It's just like having another baby. You think, oh, I could never love a baby more, and or another baby, pardon me. I love this baby so much I could never love another one. Then another one comes along and you're in love all over again. It's just, all right. I will see you very soon, and my sleeves will be the same, but it may be a different day. Don't know yet. Take care. Thanks for joining me today. Click on like and say hi down below, and I'll say hi back at you. Bye.